Yeah, welcome, Swarna. So this is Ram.
Uh-huh.
So I think, can I know something about you, Swarna?
Oh, sure. Basically, as you know from my name, I'm from India, present day in United States. And I was a clinician back home. I did my residency in both psychiatry and family medicine.
Okay, that's great.
And here in the, yeah, it was great. So in here, I completed my master's of public health. And I'm like kind of thinking to transition my alternate career like for in the research side with my public health background and all. I'm planning to, be like analyst, data analyst or clinical programmer, what they call, with the, with time, but the priority had changed. Now I have a family, I have a daughter, so I thought this kind of job will give me more flexible time to have a balanced life, family and the professional.
Okay,
So
great.
this is
Okay.
all about, yeah, and currently I'm a postdoc
Oh, great.
working at Rutgers, yeah.
Too many qualifications.
Yeah, but sometimes too many is not good.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, absolutely, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
if you apply for job, they say you're very qualified.
too much qualified.
So
Absolutely, yes.
yeah, too much, and many times I don't even tell I did my residency and all. So I just try to make it very basic. So yeah, so but this I don't want to. I will be like hoping for this kind of job where I can work like from home or maybe part time or something like that in
Yeah,
future.
that's fine, Swarnalata. Thank you so much for your introduction,
Mm-hmm.
Swarnalata. And my name is Ram,
Mm-hmm.
and I did my master's in applied microbiology, and okay, from Madras
Okay.
University, and okay, I'm working from last 11 years. So total, I have 11 years of experience,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
and in
That's
that I
great.
have 8 plus years of experience in SAS. So okay, I'm giving online classes from last 7 plus years of 7 plus years, and I given the training to
Okay.
more than 300 students in US and UK and Australia. So that's about
Wow.
myself.
Okay.
I think you've seen my profile in LinkedIn. You must seen my LinkedIn profile, right? So
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw briefly. Yeah, I was
absolutely,
impressed.
yes. Okay, so thank you so much, and that's about myself. So we'll go now one by one slowly. And
Mm-hmm.
what is SAS actually? What is
Mm-hmm.
clinical SAS, and what we are going to do now? As a doctor, I think you know better than me, but still I try to explain you what I know and what is actually really what we do with the clinical SAS and as a SAS programmer.
No, no. As a doctor, we don't know about the SAS. That's the
No,
thing.
no, I'm not talking about
I
SAS.
was very.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
clinical
The
research.
clinical thing.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Yeah, yeah. The research side I know because yeah. Yeah. So it's on your hand now.
yes,
You can
yeah.
you can
So
walk
now
me
you can
through.
see Swarnalata. Very okay. What you can see now?
Mm-hmm. The research process, the clinical research process.
Sorry.
I can see the screen where it says the clinical research process.
Absolutely. So the clinical research
Mm-hmm.
process, when actually I want to tell you the whole cycle, like whole clinical life cycle of the clinical research, in that where the SAS
Mm-hmm.
programmer will fit. I want to tell you very clearly. I want to explain you what is the clinical research process and what is the whole cycle. In that way, the SAS programmer will work. Okay.
Okay.
So for
Mm-hmm.
the very first one is a protocol, approved protocol. So what do you mean by approved protocol, Swarnalata? Like I think you know that. What is mean by protocol? Do you have any idea about protocol?
Yeah. So yes, the protocol has the outline of the research, the basic outlines and all the information, and um, the investigator submit that to the IRB, and then they get approved or not, get declined. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So what
It's
is
the
the
outline of the research.
absolutely outline of the research or maybe
Yeah.
methodology or principles? Okay,
Yeah.
present in the okay. So the protocol is called as actually the mother document for the clinical trials, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because if you don't have any
Mm-hmm.
plan, so we must have some plan. Okay,
Yeah.
suppose example, just now today you send a message to me in the LinkedIn saying that I'm more interested in
Yeah.
the SAS. So when you're saying
Yeah.
that you must have already researched it about what is SAS actually, what are the opportunities in US. So, okay, if I do that, what kind of jobs I get, and how I'll be comfortable with the work from home job. So all these things you must have researched, and
Yeah.
you plan for going for clinical SaaS training, right? So in the
Yes.
same way, when you're going to conduct the clinical trial, and they'll mention the methodology, they mention the principles, and mention the study design, how they're going to conduct the clinical
Yes.
trial, how many days they're going to conduct, on what patients they're going to conduct the clinical trial, and how many days they're going to conduct the trial, and what is our primary objective, what is our secondary objective to conduct the trial. It's not just like that, and we need to explain everything to the FDA or like IRB, as you said right now, or maybe any ethical committee. So we are going to do this. We are going to conduct the trial on patients on the particular disease with molecule, and they'll explain about the background of the molecule as well. It's not just giving the information very vaguely. They'll give very detailed information about the trial and what is the background of the trial and why they are conducting the trial, and they'll mention very clearly. Okay, so after that, so okay, they'll submit the FDA, they submit that particular protocol to the FDA or maybe any health authority, IRB, like to get the approval from them to start our clinical trials, right?
Yes. Agree. Yeah.
So once the protocol is approved, because once the protocol is approved, the very next thing what we need to do, they'll go for investigator selection. Who is the investigator now? So you are the psychiatrist, you know better than me. As I said now, so investigator is nothing but of investigator is the doctor. So in the clinical trial terminology, we call it investigator, but generally doctors are the investigators based on the trial, actually based on the disease, on what disease you are going to conduct a trial. Based on that, they'll take that based on the experience of the doctor, and based on the educational qualification of the doctor. So whether he is really having experience in a clinical industry, or like maybe he's just working as a doctor. So by seeing all these things, they'll select the investigator, right? Okay. So once that is done, it will be approved by the FDA, and it will be approved by the client, it will be approved by the pharmaceutical company, and once that is approved, that means doctor is, now we have a plan with me. Okay, so the examples now, Swarna actually has a plan saying that, okay, I want to learn the SAS, I want to learn the clinical SAS. So that is your plan. The second thing is there, Ram is there. Okay, Ram is a trainer. Now we got the Ram trainer. Okay, so now what you need to do, you need to go for classes, right? In the same way, now we have a protocol in our hand. In the protocol, we have very clear information like what kind of trials we are going to conduct, how we are going to conduct, how many days we are going to conduct, what kind of patients we are going to take into trial. Everything is there with you rightly, very clearly, and as well as we have the investigator in our hand. So with that information, we need to go ahead with the patient recruitment. So whatever the information was given in the protocol, very clearly, that is called inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. Inclusion criteria means whom to include in the trial, and exclusion criteria means whom should not include in the trial. So they're mentioned very clearly in the protocol. There is a section called inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. Based on that, they'll recruit the patient. Who will recruit the patient? Is it Swarnalata, or maybe it's Ram, or maybe
what's the question?
No, who will recruit the patient? Who is the right person to recruit the patient?
Here usually the research coordinator, they do that kind of
investigators. The investigators, actually the investigators are the, there is a investigators and principal investigators will be there, right? So based on the investigator, based on the knowledge, based on the information was given in the protocol, so they'll recruit the patient. And research associate, or maybe CRAs, or maybe like remaining people will help them. Okay, they try to see that they'll monitor the process is going properly or not. They'll monitor the process. CRA means clinical research associate. So they'll monitor the information. They'll monitor and they'll see to that whether the process, whether they're following the process or not. Okay. So they recruit the patient based on the information given in the protocol. Okay. After the recruitment of patient, what is the next step?
Then the data entry.
What is meant by data entry? What do you mean, Sonalata? What do you know about the data entry means?
So that means the information, whatever you got from the patient, and you will have certain questionnaire for the patient. So you enter all those answers from the patient, right?
Yes, absolutely. Generally, we go
Yeah.
to hospital. When you go to hospital, also
Mhm.
the hospital person, maybe they'll give you a form to you and ask us to fill us,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Then we take
Yeah.
the form and we'll fill it up. So saying that what is your name and what is your
Mhm.
age and what is your date of birth, what is your sex,
Mhm.
whether you have any previous problems. Okay, they'll ask us to tick us,
Mhm.
right? The same thing you told.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, when you come to the clinical trial,
Yeah.
that is called CRF.
Mhm.
What is that? CRF.
Uh,
CRF
CRF.
means case report form. Okay,
Okay.
case means one person, one patient. The
Mhm.
information related to one patient will be entered into the one case report form.
Yes.
Okay, here there we call as a general normal paper or maybe application form, but here we call as a case report form. The case report form is two types. One is a PCRF and second one is ECRF. PCRF means a paper case report form and ECRF means electronic case report form.
Okay.
So in the olden days, we used to use like a paper case report form. Nowadays, everyone is using the
Uh-huh.
electronic devices and
Electronic.
electronic devices and all computers where people are more acquainted to the technology. So most of the people are using
Mhm.
ECRF, electronic case report forms. It's a kind of online application
Okay. Got
form.
it.
When you are giving the information, they enter the information, your information into the ECRF forms,
Mhm.
right? So now I have a
Okay.
question, Swarna, saying that
Mhm.
Ram, you're telling that we have the patient right now and we have the doctor that is investigator right now and we have the protocol is ready. Then what kind of information will be entered, or maybe what kind of information will be taken from the patients? Any idea, Swarna?
First will be the demographic
Very good.
information from the patient.
What do you mean by
Yeah. His
demographic information,
age.
Swarna?
It will be like age, gender, race, religions, if applicable, all kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
and marital status, occupation.
Very good. So I
Yeah,
think as
that's
a
the
doctor,
first
you
one.
must know it, right?
Mhm.
I think you know better than me.
Mhm.
So as I said
Mhm.
rightly, age, sex, that means age, gender, ethnicity,
Mhm.
race, religion, material
Mhm.
status, everything will
Mhm.
be included in that. Not only that,
Yes.
but also in the protocol, they say very clearly what kind of information we should take from the patient when they come for each visit.
Yeah. Okay.
As
Yeah.
per the protocol, in the protocol they'll tell you very clearly how many times they need to come to the trial. That means how many visits has to come to the trial. When they're
Mhm.
coming for the trial, each visit, when they're coming to the center or the
Mhm.
site where the trial is going on, so we need to take some information from patients, but that information will be given very clearly in the protocol. That is called as assessment schedule. Understand?
Okay.
They'll say very clearly
SS.
assessment schedule,
Mhm.
assessment, at what time, at what visit. When they come for first visit, what kind of information we need to take. When they come for second visit, what kind of information we need to take from the patients. So
Okay.
based on the disease, based on that, the primary objective of the trial, they'll explain very clearly in the protocol what kind of information you should take from the patient to achieve your primary objective.
Okay.
So when they come for first visit, second visit, third visit, fourth visit, fifth visit, based on the information, they'll take the information from the patients. Sometimes they'll draw the blood sample. Sometimes they do the ECG test. Sometimes they do the pregnancy test. Sometimes they do a urine test. Sometimes they do all at once.
Mhm.
Okay, understand now?
Yes.
Now,
Yes, I do.
whatever the information was entered in the ECRF, and it will be converted into the
Mm.
databases. It will
Okay.
be converted into a database. Okay, database.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
nowadays, what they
Get it.
do, the data entry person will sit in the center or site, and they'll enter actually the data into directly to the databases also. Okay, that is called
Okay.
EDC.
Mm.
EDC means electronic data capture.
Okay.
Whatever the information was entered, they'll take that the data entry person will take the information and directly enter into the database. They'll connect to the database, and in the hospital side, and automatically they enter the data in the databases. Otherwise, they'll enter the data in the ECRF, and after that they'll convert into databases.
Pepper.
No, databases.
Oh, that. Okay.
So now the data entry part is done. So now Swarna is thinking, Ram, what is mean by validation, Ram? Can you please tell me what do you mean by validation, right? Swarna?
Oh, validation. Okay, I think it's like they're cross-checking for any error or omissions or something. Is that?
Absolutely. So, but how you do that? So suppose you are the validator, Swarna. Now, suppose maybe in future you are going to get a job like a validator. You are the validator. Okay. So, clinical trial data validator. Now, what do you do as a validator, and how do you find it out whether the data was entered properly or not? How do you know it actually?
Oh, okay. I think I just know the basic, maybe the spell check and all, or if there is any empty box which
Okay.
I was supposed to enter,
Mm-hmm.
or is there any rule of SAS? I don't know.
Okay. So suppose I'll give you small examples for that just to make you understand easily. Okay. So whenever you're filling a online application form, example, say you're filling a application form for the passport. Okay. Or you're paying some credit card. Okay. You're paying credit card bill in the online. Suppose by mistake if you enter your credit card number, the last 2 digits or maybe any digit of your credit card number, by mistake you enter wrongly. What will happen?
It will not, go through. The
Why?
credit card will not go through.
Why? Why it is not? Why it is so?
Because the number is not the correct number, right?
Why? How they know it actually? Because you are in US and okay, people thousands
When
of
I
lakhs of people.
swipe,
Hmm?
when I swipe the card, it will not be accepted. It will say like invalid.
How? But how fastly? Because it will know just in seconds, right? You just know it in seconds and in minutes. Okay, but how?
Yeah, within a second.
Within seconds, because
They have some number, I guess, inside.
no, actually,
hidden number
wherever the particular fields are present, whenever you click that your bank details, like suppose you say that your credit card is a Citibank credit card or maybe American bank credit card, something like when you choose that, automatically that in the back end, so they'll connect to the bank database.
Oh, okay.
So when you enter that, credit card information, the information whatever is there in the bank, and they'll check automatically, and it will say that yes, you're right or maybe you're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Simple example. I'll tell you simple example. Forget about the bank information. Okay, forget about that. Suppose when you're entering when you're filling that passport renewal for application. So in that actually, whether you need to enter the gender is a female or male. Okay. But you entered by mistake, A was entered. What will happen?
It will show the error message.
But how you know that? How the application know it properly? Because how it was showing error?
Because the previous application you have the correct one, and now with the present renewal thing, it's not matching.
Yes, because in the back end of the application form, they'll write some codes. They'll write some programs.
Oh,
okay. They'll say very clearly in the particular field called gender, we must have female or male, or maybe you must have range values from 150 to 200, or maybe 300 to 400, like that. They'll enter. They'll write the programs in the back end of the application. So what kind of values should be present? What kind of values are valid in the particular field?
Okay.
Those are called edit checks. What is that? What do you call it?
Check?
Edit checks. Edit checks. Those are
How do
called
you spell edit?
edit. EDIT.
Oh, edit checks. Okay.
Yes. EDIT. Edit checks. So those are called edit checks.
Okay.
So they'll write in the database. When they are preparing the database itself, when they're creating the database, they'll write some edit checks in the back end. So when they're when the data entry person is entering the data, automatically, whenever if by mistake, by typo, if you enter the wrong data, automatically it will show up error saying that is invalid data. Okay, it said that the value is very huge, the value is out of range. Okay, something like that it will show.
Okay.
If the particular data entry person still ignores the problem, ignores that particular error, so the data management person, there is a department called CDM, Clinical Data Management Department.
Okay.
Clinical?
So what do they do?
Yes, they'll do the validation.
CDM.
Yeah, CDM means Clinical Data Management Department. They do the validation.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll write some programs, or they'll see manually, okay, patient information by patient information, and they try to understand that whether they try to make sure that whatever the data was entered was correct or not.
Hmm.
Understand now? Is it clear now what is meant by validation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. So what is next step now? Okay, data was entered. It come into the databases, and after that it was coming into the okay, data manager will validate, and after that it will move to
Analysis.
data analysis.
Data analysis.
Now,
Uh-huh.
now, okay, Swarna, now you say to tomorrow, you'll say to your friend saying that, hi, Mr. Some X, saying that, okay, yesterday I attended demo class with Ram. So, okay, he told that, okay, the data will be entered in the database. But
Okay.
the other friend will ask you, the X person will ask you, like, Swarna, why didn't you ask about why we need to enter the data in the databases? Why not in the Excel sheet? Why not in the TXT file? Why not in the some other files? Why you want to enter the data in the database? Right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, you must ask that question to me. Okay, I love
Yeah.
if you ask questions, not only you, anybody, if okay, in the class, if anybody asks more questions, actually I love to answer the questions. If I don't know, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, I'm not a god, right? So that's fine to,
Yeah.
okay, I'm fine to, okay, find the answer and tell you.
Yeah, that's the question. Is it the only way to analyze? I think there are.
No, I'm not talking about
analysis
analyzation.
with
I'm not talking analyzation. Okay, we'll talk about later.
Okay.
I'm talking about why we need to enter
Okay.
in the data in the databases. Why not in the Excel sheet? We can enter the data in the data Excel sheet, right? We can enter in the okay, access files. We can enter the text files. We can enter the document, Word document.
Yeah. I think the database can. I mean, this is good for a large data.
Very good, excellent.
Excel it will take long pages, and it will be kind of messy to work. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
saying
good.
from my common sense.
Whatever you guess is very good
Yeah.
actually. That's good actually. Yep. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So that's why database, and I think the storage of the database is also more secured, maybe. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yes. You're saying that I don't know, but you're saying the right answers. All right answers. That's great actually.
Yeah, because I'm just guessing and saying,
Absolutely,
that's right.
you're right. So, because
Yeah.
the database is very secure, because the
Mm-hmm.
pharmaceutical company will spend a lot of money to get the data from the patients,
Okay.
right? Because what is the outcome of this conducting the trial? The outcome of the trial is getting the data from the patients. If you lose the data
Yes.
by hackers or maybe some other reason, so you're going to you're not going to get the money, because by conducting the trials, okay, then you're going to show to FDA or maybe any health authority in different countries, you're going to get the approval of the
Yeah.
drug, and you're going to make the money, right?
Yes.
So that's why,
So is this the one reason?
that's what I'm saying, So the
Is
very
this
first
the-
thing is,
Yeah.
secure, and as you said rightly, like it's a huge amount of data can enter into the into the database. And the third thing is, the very, very important thing is, you can access the data from anywhere in the world. Suppose
Oh, okay.
you have a Gmail right now, you have a LinkedIn right now, you have a Facebook right now, you have so many things right now. What are those actually?
Mm.
Because you can go to your native place and you can access to Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
But
So-
but in case of database, how is that possible to access from anywhere?
That's what I'm saying. So
Maybe
they'll give
you
you,
will need something.
they'll give you, if you have internet connection and if you have that software with you, automatically you can log into that,
Okay.
and they'll give you user ID and password. As you are entering into the Gmail with the user ID and password, you can automatically log into the database.
Oh.
Suppose,
wow. Okay.
example, we are entering the data in the Excel sheet. So you're keeping in your desktop. Okay, the Excel sheet will kept in your desktop, or maybe you kept in your C drive or maybe D drive. What will happen? How can I access it? Suppose I want to work on the data, wherever that your Excel, wherever the data is present in your Excel sheet with you on your desktop.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot do that, right?
You cannot carry all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
You can.
So if you keep the data, in a central repository, that is called databases, and a huge amount of data can enter, and very secure and safe and very fast, as well as it will be easy to access to anybody. Accessible. That's why if you go anywhere in the world, you can able to access the Gmail. If you go anywhere in the world, you can able to access the Facebook or maybe anything else. But not the whatever the files which are present in your local drive. Suppose maybe in your system, C drive or D drive, you cannot access when you go somewhere out, right?
Yeah. So that means you need an internet connection, not
Absolutely,
only a laptop.
absolutely. You must need to have the internet connection. Without having internet connection, how can you do that?
Yeah. So that is a difference. Okay.
Okay, understand, Swarna?
Yeah.
So
Clear. Yeah.
when you come back to the data analysis, so who will do the data analysis?
Who will do the data analysis? The data analyst.
We are the data.
I think it's not the investigator.
We are the programmer.
Yeah.
We are the SAS programmers who will do the data analysis. We means biostatisticians as well as SAS programmers will do the data analysis. SAS programmers will write a program to create a analysis data sets from the raw data. So whatever the data was created, whatever the data was validated by the data manager, those are called as raw data.
Oh.
Raw data means it was not processed. Okay.
It was not analyzed.
Yeah, it was not analyzed, it was not processed.
Okay.
By writing some SAS programs, we are going to process the data, we are going to analyze the data. So after creating from the raw data, we are going to create a analysis data sets. From the analysis data sets, we are going to create a reports.
Yeah. So I have a question, like you mentioned that SAS, this analysis is done by SAS programmer or biostatistician.
Yes.
So how strong background one has to have in biostatistics? Because I didn't like the statistics class when I did my master's here.
Good question.
I just got B plus because it was like the professor was really good. He helped me go through the assignment and all. So somehow I got B plus and the rest of I got A. So I'm worried if you said a biostatistician.
That's good actually, because I'm in the same boat with you, Swarna. Because I don't have any background with the statistics. Okay?
Okay.
So a statistician.
Wow, but you are still a trainer. Yeah.
No,
and
yeah, that's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
been working for many years. Yeah.
Yes, because if you are very good in what you know, it's not like knowing everything, and if you don't know, if you're not expert in anything, there is no use at all.
Yeah.
If you know everything, but you are not expert in anything, so there is no use at all. In the same way, if you know something, but you are expert in that, that's enough. Because I am working from last 8 years in the clinical SAS, but I don't know about statistics. I know very little bit of statistics. I don't know much about, if you ask me like what is regression, what is meant by ANOVA, what is meant by ANCOVA, what is meant by Kaplan-Meier analysis, I don't know much about it, but I know something, but not too much. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
But as a SAS programmer,
that clears my fear because I have the fear of like.
Don't worry. I'll take you. I'll take you very slowly, and I'll teach you like very basics and what what is meant by Control C and what is meant by Control V onwards till writing advanced SAS programs.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So when we are talking about data analysis and data reporting. So the SAS program will write programs and he analyze the data and finally he will report the data. That means he create reports.
Okay.
The reports are 3 types actually. One is a table, and second one is a listing, and third one is a graph or figure. If you see
table, listing, and graph
or figure.
Figure, yeah.
Yeah, we can call it a figure or we can call it a graph. So if you see any of the job role, like when you go through any of the job roles of the advertisements, so you can say very clearly the programmer should have the capability to work on the TLGs or maybe TLFs.
What does that mean?
TLG.
Oh, table,
listing, graph.
Listing, graph.
Table, listing, figure.
Oh, okay.
And they'll say that the person could able to capable of working in from phase 1 to phase 3 or maybe phase 1 to phase 4. No matter if you know SAS programmer, whether it is a phase 1 or a phase 2 or a phase 3 or phase 4, no matter for you. You should have, you should be good in, you should be sound, okay, you should have sound knowledge in SAS. That's it.
Okay.
Right? Understand now what is the, what is the job of SAS programmer?
Yes.
So the data,
to analyze the data and then and then make a data report, table, listing, graph, or figure. Right?
absolutely, because whatever the data was given by the data manager, that is called as raw data, and that raw data will be taken by the SAS programmer, and he'll do the analysis, and as well as he report the data in the form of tables, in the form of listings, in the form of graphs. And once it was done,
can I tell you something? Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So for my capstone here, I use the SPSS.
Yeah, I know SPSS.
I just have a basic. I have a basic knowledge, not in depth. So, is there any similarity, or is it totally different, like SPSS and SAS?
Yeah. So SPSS.
In terms of analysis.
Can you please tell me what is the purpose of SPSS? SPSS is
software. Yeah.
I think by using SPSS, you can able to create a graphs, or maybe you can able to create analyze the data, right?
Yes, I did that. Yeah.
Yes, but the objective or maybe destination is same, but the way of working is different.
Okay. Oh, okay, got it.
The destination is same.
Which one is more difficult? I heard the SAS
SPSS is more difficult. SPSS is more difficult when compared to SAS. Why people?
Oh, really?
Why people loving SAS? No, it's a very user friendly. The SAS is very user friendly when compared to other tools.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking the other way, like people, the professor says the SAS will be more difficult for you guys.
No,
and then,
I'll tell you, once I start the classes for you, I start the classes for you, okay, I'll tell you from very basic onwards what is meant by data and how to write the program and what is the different windows, okay, how we need to start writing program, what we need to know, everything I'll teach you. You feel that, Ram, I didn't feel that, okay, I'm learning SAS. It's very, okay, previously I felt that, okay, I feel like it's very kind of different technology, or maybe like a Greek and Latin. But
very doable, yeah.
Absolutely, you can doable when you've done your pre-ethics or maybe when you've done your postdoc. Okay, those are far, okay, complex than what you're doing now, or maybe what you're going to learn now.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm wanting to hear from a trainer.
Absolutely, no worry. Don't worry. I'll make sure that, okay, you learn each and every point from me. That's all. Okay?
Okay.
Is it fine?
Okay, great.
I want to make you comfortable. I want to make you comfortable first. Okay, don't worry about it. So once the data analysis is done, then what you do? Like there is a department called medical writing. There is a department called medical writing. So based on the reports, whatever the reports we created, they'll see the reports and they'll write a synopsis for that. Okay? They'll write a synopsis about that particular reports. What happened in the trial? Okay, well, how many side effects they're getting, how the drug is working, okay, how patients are, okay, what are the deviations was happened in the trial, everything they'll write, and they give it to the statistician, and the statistician will finally write the CSR, clinical study report. Clinical?
Oh, okay. So that is not our job.
No, that's not our job. Our job is only?
Yes, sir.
Our job is only?
To process the raw data and then, get the report, data analysis, and create the reports. Yeah, create the report.
That's all. Our job is, that's why I want to tell you the whole cycle for you. Okay, if you know the whole cycle, and it will be very easy for you, like where you are working and with whom you are going to work.
Okay.
Hope you understand what I'm saying to you.
It's much clear now. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I understood. Yeah. So now it goes to the statistician.
Yes. So from the statistician will create a final CSR, clinical study report. He'll create a final report and he'll submit to health authority or maybe regulatory authority. If you see here, submission
the final one.
Yes, submission for FDA or maybe DCGI or maybe EMEA. So the pharmaceutical company, wherever they want to.
What is EMA?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So the pharmaceutical company, wherever they want to, okay, launch the medicine, launch the drug, okay, they will go for,
Yeah.
they want to go for USA, they'll go for FDA. They want to go for India, like they will go for, okay, DCGI. And if they want to launch the medicine in European authority, that is called European Medical Agency.
Okay. Oh, okay. And what is that for India? DCGA?
DCGI.
GI?
Yeah, Drug Control Governance of India, or maybe Drug Control Journal of India.
Oh, okay. Is it equivalent like FDA here?
Kind of, yes. In
Some
USA we
sort.
call as FDA, but India with our organization is called as DCGI.
Oh, okay. I never heard that during my
Yes,
school.
because we are Indians. Because almost,
Yeah.
okay, from 90% of my students, 90, it's not 90, even 95% of my students, they'll say the same thing like you. Ram, I heard about FDA,
Yeah.
but I heard about even EMA,
Yeah.
but I never heard about DCGI.
DCGI.
That's the reason
Yeah,
I
we
want.
never
I
heard,
wantedly
yeah.
kept there. I wantedly kept there because we're all Indians. At least we need to know, like, okay, at least what is our Indian organization to approval of the drug.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I should know that.
Is it
Okay,
clear
that's
now?
very clear.
Is it clear now?
The process is very clear. Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, so thank you so much. And then, okay, the very first one, investigator selection and patient recruitment. Who will do this job, Swarna? Any idea? Who will do this job? Because I told you data entry. After data entry was done, validation will be taken care by data manager. That is called a CDM, Clinical Data Management Department. After that, data analysis will be taken care by the SAS programming department as well as biostatistics department. And after that, okay, the medical writing department will take care about the what kind of synopsis they need to write, what kind of analysis, how it was actually the trial was conducted, how the thing was happened in the trial. They'll taken care by medical writing department. But who will take care of for the investigator selection, patient recruitment, and data entry?
I think they are like people from pharmaceutical companies
The department
or
is called.
the research director. What is that name
I'm going to tell you that.
called?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the department name is called as clinical operations. Clinical operations.
Oh, operation.
So
Okay.
the clinical operations department. Okay. That is called, in
Okay.
the shortcut we call it a ClinOps. We call it ClinOps department.
Okay.
Okay. They'll take care of about the patient recruitment, investigator selection, site selection. Okay. So they'll see that, okay, whether the site center where the trial is going to happen is like they have all the facilities or not. Okay, all the requirements are there or not. So they have the bus facility, they have the car facility, they have the ECG machine, they have that laboratory, they have that, okay, how many beds are there. So they'll check everything. The investigator is qualified investigator or not. Okay, he is having real experience or not, or maybe he's under
Okay.
blacklist, something like that. So everything they'll check, and based on that,
So they will check everything. Yeah.
they'll check everything. They'll check everything. That is their job actually.
Okay.
And the CRA and these are also comes under clinical operation department.
Okay.
Okay, is it clear?
CRM is the clinical research associate.
Yeah, CRA means yes, clinical research associate.
Yeah.
Right, you're right.
Yeah. They are also part of that department, clinical
Absolutely,
operations. What do
absolutely.
they do?
Yes, that's what they'll monitor. Okay, CRAs or maybe clinical research monitors will be there. CRM, so they'll monitor the process. They'll monitor the clinical trial whether they is going properly, the patient is coming on time. Okay, whether they're entering the data correctly or not. So okay, everything
Okay.
they'll take care.
Oh, okay.
Suppose the data manager is having any issues or maybe investigator is having any questions, so they'll connect it in between they'll act as a medium, okay, to connect different
Oh,
people.
wow. Okay.
Is it fine now? Is it clear with the clinical
Yes.
process, Swarna?
No, this is very clear now. Yes.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next slide. So now you understand the clinical research process, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Now, can you see this now? Can you see this slide?
Yes, now I can see
What you can
the
see?
new slide.
What is this now?
I see the data analysis, database, extraction,
Why
fact
I'm showing this
table.
table? Why I'm showing this particular slide to you? Any reason?
So that is our job.
Absolutely. Because
Right?
previously
That
we
is
see the
our-
whole. Yeah, previously we seen the whole process. In that, we want to know actually what is your real process, more elaborately, right? So the data is there in the database, and we, as a SAS programmer, we need to extract the data from the database, and we need to create a SAS data sets, and after that we need to create a reports, like in the form of table, in the form of graph, in the form of listing. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So the next one is, what is next one?
Next one is a database.
What you can see now?
Okay, this one, what it says.
Yes. Now we understand what is clinical research process. So where is your job and what is your job? So after that, because by using SAS only, we are going to work on the creating the reports or maybe analyzing the data, right? So that's why we are talking about SAS. SAS is a statistical analysis software system developed in the early 1960s at North Carolina State University. Okay, originally intended for management and analysis of agricultural field experiments, now the most widely used statistical software. So because it was started actually in 1960 in North Carolina State University, but now they are using widely in almost all the industries. What are the almost all the industries means? Now I don't know what are the almost all the industries means, right, Swarna? So
pharmaceutical industry,
banking industry, insurance industry, automobile industry,
almost all.
project management department, okay, educational industry. So like everywhere they are using SAS to improve their business. Forecasting industry, okay, fraud management, credit card management, everywhere they are using the statistical analysis system, which is a SAS. By analyzing the data, whatever the data, how much money they got in the previous years, and where they're lacking, where is the problem is there, to identify it, to rectify it, and to improve their business. Based on that, they are using the SAS, and they are trying to improve their business by analyzing the data. Okay. In the starting, actually in the 1960s, they mainly originally intended for agricultural field experiments. Okay, when they apply a pesticide, how the plant is growing, and before applying a pesticide, how the plant was growing. After giving that, urea, uric acid to the soil, if we add in the soil, how it is actually growing, and what is the impact of that particular pesticides and insecticides and all. So for that they started, but now they're using widely in all the different streams or maybe different domains.
Okay.
The CEO of the SAS is nothing but his name is James Goodnight. Jim Goodnight. Some people say Goodnight. Some people say Jim Goodnight. Some people say James Goodnight.
Yeah, that's a very nice name. The last name, especially.
Goodnight, huh? You want to say goodnight to me?
Yeah. Yeah, because here is a night time, so maybe at the end of the call I'll say. Yeah.
Okay, so now you can see the next slide. Can you able to see the next slide?
Yes.
Yeah, more about SAS. You know, right? In 1990s. Okay, people used to use a Pascal and COBOL.
Wow, what's this?
These are like software tools only.
The name of the thing?
Yes, name of like SAS. Now we are talking about SAS. In the same way, in 1990s and 1980s, people used to use like Pascal and COBOL. Pascal is one software and COBOL is one software.
Okay.
Okay, and after that we know that C is there. C, C++, .NET, Java. You told that you worked in .NET, right?
Who?
Did you work in .NET? No. No, right? You don't know anything about.
I didn't work.
You didn't work. You were purely into.
But I heard C++ or something.
Yeah, you must heard all these things like C, C++, .NET, Java.
Java, Java. I have heard all this.
Yeah. So these are actually generation. When the generation is changing, you know, right? 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, like that. We are getting different technologies. Okay. In the same way, in the first generation in 1990s or maybe 1980s, we used to use like Pascal and COBOL. After that, we are using SAS. We are using C, C++. And after that, we are using .NET and Java to fulfill our requirements. Now, we are using mostly SAS.
Okay. So this is the latest and the current thing going on, the SAS?
Absolutely. That's the
That's
reason
the
people
fourth
actually,
generation.
people, it was in boom and people want to learn. Many people want to learn, particularly from clinical SAS, okay, because previously we used to work in, I worked as a microbiologist because as I did my
Oh, okay.
microbiology, I applied microbiology from Madras University. So I worked as a microbiologist, but I used to get very less amount of salary that
Oh,
time.
wow.
Okay. So, but when I joined in SAS and I learned the SAS, I'm getting more salary because of that. Most of our, okay, life science background students want to learn SAS and they want to come
Yeah.
into the IT field. So very flexible, as I said, like we can work from home and they'll give you opportunity to work from home or maybe part time, like 2 days in a week or 3 days in a week also we can work. And based on your requirement, you can talk to the vendor and based on that you can, okay, fix your, okay, number of days of work. Right? So
That sounds good. Yeah, but we'll see. You know how the job market. I don't know.
the job
Yeah,
market,
because when I
the job market is very good in US and UK.
but they always ask for some experience holder, not the entry level. So
Absolutely,
that is very
because
challenging.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
very challenging, but you need to learn. You need to learn like that. You need to practice every day. In every day, whatever the class I teach you, so you need to practice and you need to send a file to me. The next day morning class, the first 10 minutes, I'll open the file from you, whatever the file was sent by you. I'll open your program and I'll tell you like where the mistake was happened, where the mistake was done.
Okay.
That is the first 10 minutes I do it. After 10 minutes, so next class I'll continue the next class. So we can go like that every day. I'll do the not only with you, with everybody, but all the programmers who are the students learning with me. So every day they'll send a program, whatever the program they practiced, they'll send me and they'll write saying that Ram, here I'm getting error, here I'm getting mistake, here I'm not getting properly. Can you please help me in this? So
That would be nice.
yeah, that otherwise you don't, if you don't understand, if you don't learn, if you don't practice, there is no use coming to me. There is no use at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just learning theoretical part.
But even then, but even then, for example, I completed the training with you, but in my resume I will be like fresher. So that is a little bit drawback. Like
No. That you need to take care actually. Because I cannot tell you about all these things now, Swarna. I think you know it very well. Because if you keep as a fresher, you don't get a job. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you need to keep.
that is very true.
You need to put some experience, maybe 3 years or 4 years. So then only you need to try.
Yeah.
But
yeah, all are like at least minimum 2 years and all.
Yes.
So maybe you can find something in India where I can practice from home. Is there any way you do any placement for students?
No, I don't do any placements. But if you want, I'll guide you. Like I'll give you some consultancy details, and you can go and talk to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe just even unpaid, for a couple of months doing for them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I write fresher entry level, there is no job for fresher and entry level.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So now, we'll come back to SAS now here. So, and one more thing is, the very important thing is, SAS software can install your system also.
Okay.
If you see other softwares like maybe like Oracle or maybe like Pascal or C++, for everything they need a server. Huge amount of huge setup is required. Okay. For SAS, you don't need anything. You can install your system and you can use it daily. You can work.
Okay.
So that is one of the important point and very positive point about SAS.
Okay. Yes.
So can see now here, what is this?
Competitors.
Yeah, who are the competitors?
Informatica, GUI, Graphical User Interface, Teradata, SPSS. I only know SPSS among all.
Yeah.
That is the name. I just know one. I'm familiar with that name. Rest of the names are like stranger for me.
Yeah. Now,
Cognos.
now, okay, tomorrow, like Swarna, again, we'll go to, tomorrow we'll go to Baskins and Robinson, or maybe somewhere you go for a coffee shop, or maybe you go for, somewhere. So you met with one of friend. Okay, okay, one of our friend was asking about you, like what you're doing now. You said that, okay, I'm going to take a SAS classes. So maybe they ask you, okay, Swarna, why did you go for SAS classes? Why you are only choosing SAS? Why not something else? So what do you tell?
I would say this is the the
Because
fourth
SAS is
generation
very easy
thing
and
going
Ram is a
on.
trainer. I met a Ram trainer, so he's very nice. Maybe he's not a good, he's a very bad.
Yeah.
Like that, you'll say something and you'll say that we are going to learn SAS. Is it true? Or maybe we are going to say something else. Maybe he's particularly asking about why did you choose in SAS? Why not something else?
First, first I'll talk about the SAS and its job prospect and all, and second I'll talk about the trainer. The first thing I would SAS is widely used nowadays. Almost all the companies are using.
Absolutely.
And it's easy. And as my trainer said, that it's easier than SPSS. And the third is it can be installed in any.
Very good, very good. You are pulling all the points from me. Very good. That's nice thing is, even instead of me telling you, I told you wherever the points is required, you are pulling all the points and putting now. That's a very good thing in you.
Yeah, so I would say that way.
And one more thing, very, very important thing is, if you see the competitors here, okay, if I explain the point now, you'll understand more, okay, better about why SAS you are using widely. Okay, if you see Informatica, okay, there is only one thing can do. And if you see Cognos can do only one thing. And if you see SPSS can do only one thing. And if you see Statica, Strata can do only one thing. What is mean by one thing? So, okay, any one of the softwares can do only it can do the data management, it can do the analysis, and it can do the, if you see the example Cognos is a reporting tool. Okay, it can able to create only reports. It cannot do the data management. That means creating the data sets, and it cannot analyze the data. If you see SPSS, it can only analyze the data. It cannot do the data management, and it cannot do the reporting. Right? So, like that, if you see any of these tools can do only one kind of job. But suppose I'm teaching, suppose Varna, I'm teaching you, I'm going to teach you, okay, base SAS, I'm going to teach you advanced SAS, and I'm going to teach you clinical domain knowledge. If I explain you all these three things, I'm going to explain you three things. And you also met other trainer who is going to teach only base SAS. And if you also met other trainer, is going to teach only advanced SAS. You also met other trainer is going to teach only clinical domain knowledge. Because you met 4 trainers, one trainer actually is giving only base SAS, and the second trainer is giving only the advanced SAS, and the third trainer is giving only the clinical domain knowledge. But if you met the fourth trainer, a fourth trainer actually is giving all the things at one page. So
that's not convenient.
Where you go? Where you go now? You'll go to the 3 different trainers for each thing, or you'll go for the one trainer like where you're getting all the trainings at one place.
I will go where I can do a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop, right?
Where I get.
Absolutely. See, the same thing actually here. Why SAS is widely using when compared to other tools means SAS can do creation of SAS data sets and analysis, and also creating the reports. And also the very, very first thing is it can connect to any kind of databases to get the data from database into SAS. Because I told you, I shown you one slide previously, okay, the data is present in a database. If the data is there in the database, what we need to do? We need to get the data from database into SAS. Then only we can able to do we can able to create the analysis data sets, and we can able to analyze the data, and we can able to create the reports. But SAS is having the flexibility or capability to connect to any kind of databases to bring the data into SAS.
They cannot do it?
No, other softwares cannot do. They have their own limitations to connect to the different databases.
Oh, okay.
So, example, the Teradata is one database. You can see their Teradata. It's only database. Okay, understand now? So, SAS is having the 4 things actually. One is access the data and manipulate the data, that is called data management. And the third thing is analyzing the data, and fourth thing is reporting the data. And if you want to go with other tools, it can do only one job out of 4.
Which one? Analysis only.
Any one of that. Suppose I told, right, Cognos will do only reporting, and SPSS will do only
Reporting.
analysis.
Yeah.
Okay, Informatica will do only
Mm.
data management.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Got it.
Any software will do only one job, but SAS can do many jobs. SAS will do many jobs.
Hmm.
That's the reason SAS
Okay.
become why, okay, because suppose a pharmaceutical company or any company, okay, suppose if you want to all these jobs, you want 4 programmers. If you use different softwares, but here you can use only one software,
Yeah.
can do, okay, one programmer can do all the jobs,
All the job. Yeah.
right? It will be very easy, right, for them?
Okay. Yes.
Agree now?
That
Understand?
will save a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money,
Yes.
lot of money, and lot of space,
Time.
lot of time,
Yes.
lot of technologies, lot of power, everything.
Mhm.
Lot of money, lot of money,
Yes.
lot of people. Okay, so many people. We need to give the logistics to them. Okay, we need to give the different big buildings.
Mm.
Okay, we need to provide chairs. We need to provide the all logistics. Okay, including water to, okay, including dustbin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understand now?
Yes.
So what is the next one? Can see here?
The products of SAS.
Yeah. So in future, once you start our classes, so okay, you're going to learn about base SAS, that is SAS base, and SAS stat, and SAS graph, and SAS access, and also SAS macros. Here I'm going to teach you.
Okay.
I don't know how it was actually removed. SAS macros.
Macros.
Yeah, and SAS
Okay. So one.
SQL.
Oh, good. So there are 6.
Yeah. So these are the different things actually which you are going to learn in future once you join the classes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So first I'll teach you the base SAS, and after that I'll teach you that SAS macros, which is the advanced SAS, and the SAS SQL, which is also advanced SAS, and after that I'll teach you that SAS stat and SAS graphs as well as access. How to access the data. Okay?
And by the end of the SAS SQL, I will be like kind of expert.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You need to write the programs. I told you, right? Every day, every day, whoever the student join with me, they need to write a program. Okay, and then on the same day, when suppose I'm teaching you today, and you need to practice by tomorrow morning, and you need to send by next day class.
Oh, okay.
You must do that. If you don't,
assignment.
okay, I'll tell you. Maybe I'll tell you 10 days continuously. I'll tell you. If you don't do that, I cannot do anything. But as a trainer, I want my students should be very good, and they should learn something out of me.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're not learning anything, they're spending a lot of money, and they're instead of coming here for 1 hour, you can go for your own job, right? You can go for some job, and you can get some money. You can, right? So that's the reason I make sure that all my students actually will learn properly, and they need to practice, and they need to send a file to my mail ID, and once I get the mail, I'll check it, and I'll give the answers to them in the mail. If not, then I'll explain I'll try to explain the information or maybe mistakes in the class of the starting of the class every day.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Otherwise, there is no use. It's not just talking and going off. I don't like it. So people something when they're paying something for us, we should be reliable, and we should teach something good for them, for their career.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So can you see now? SAS contains 5 windows. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the SAS now for you.
Okay.
Where is SAS now?
Not yet. I can see your text.
Can you see here now? What is this?
Yeah. SAS 9.2.
Yeah.
What does that mean, 9.2?
It's a version number. It's a version. SAS 9.2 is a version.
Okay. Is this the latest one, 9.2?
Now the latest one is 9.4.
Or is there a difference?
No,
9.4.
9.4 is the latest one, but 9.2 is more than enough for us. Whatever with the work we do, is 9.2 is more than enough.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So can you able to see the windows here now?
Yes.
Can you please tell me what windows you can see here? What are the windows I kept here?
Oh, it went back again. I can just see your
Yeah, can you read that?
in the 5
Can you
windows.
read that to Swarna?
Okay, editor window, log window, output window, explorer window, and results window.
What is the editor window means?
Editor means programming region or coding region.
Right? So
Log window means, yeah.
yeah, we'll go back now. We'll go back now. Can see here? What is the first window here?
Editor,
The second window here?
log,
And third window here?
and third is the output.
And fourth window here?
Explorer,
And fifth window here?
and the result.
So what is the purpose of editor window?
Programming and coding.
Yes. So example here, data, I'll write Swarna, okay? Name equal to, so I'll write, otherwise I'll write some information here. I'll write a small piece of code here, name, age, and gender, okay? So like this. So I'm writing a piece of code now. Name is Swarna, age is 28, and gender is female. And Ram, so 34, and male. Okay? SHY Shyam, okay? 36, and male. Run. So if you write a small piece of code like this, okay, this is the place where we need to actually this is the place where we need to write the program.
So, Ram, are these all code? Like,
Yes.
which one is called program, which one is called code? Are they same?
Code or program, both are same. If you can call it a program, you can call it a code. A code means actually a piece of a part of a program is called code.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the whole thing is called as one program. The whole thing is called as one program. If you say, okay, this is my code. From here to here is one code. Here to here is one code like this. You can say like if you have like this, okay, 10 different things are there. Suppose here, proc, print, data equal to Swarna, and run. So I written a small piece of code now here. I created a small data set called Swarna here. Suppose I'll run this program now, Swarna. Okay. So this is called, can you see here? What you can see here?
Oh, someone is running.
Yeah, can see there? What you can see? Submit button.
Yes.
Right?
Submit. Yeah.
Submit button. If you click on this, then what you can see now here? If you go to the next window, what is next window?
Log.
Yeah, you can see the log window. What you can see now here?
Yeah, I can see some writing notes here. The data set work Swarna has 3 observational units and 3 variables.
Yeah, now you can see we are going to actually explore a window, and we are going to inside the Explorer window. You can see that we are saying that where it is located. Where it is located in the
Explorer.
In the Explorer window, inside the Explorer window, there is a library. You can see here libraries are there. You can see there is the libraries. Inside the library there is a work library is there. You can see what you can see now.
My the name. Swarna.
Yeah, because what are written here? Can see here what are written?
Oh, the data name is Swarna.
So that's why we got Swarna here. We created a Swarna. And what names actually see here?
Oh, okay. Swarna, female, male. Okay, I see. The name, age, gender.
Yeah. So like this, by writing a small piece of code, okay, this is called one code and this is called one code. The whole thing is called one program. Okay.
I think I missed how you went to the library. Like
yeah.
From here you submitted, and then
you can see here now.
Explorer.
You can see here now. If you click on this Swarna Explorer window, if you click on this, it will show that libraries and file shortcuts and favorite folders and my computers.
Yeah.
And you don't need to worry about the remaining 3 parts and only worry about libraries.
Yes.
So if you click on the libraries, what do you mean by library? Swarna?
Work.
What do you mean by library?
Oh, library means where you have a collection of everything.
Collection of books is called a book library. Okay. Collection of some SAS data sets, that is called SAS library. Okay. Here these are the different libraries. All my student names you can see here: Archana, Bindu, Deepa, Hardik, okay, Kishore, Krish, Lekha, So these are different my all my student names. And if you see here work library, because I did not mention anything here, so it's why it is, that's why it is going to actually, okay, work library, and the work library it is showing as a Swarna because I written Swarna here. Okay.
Okay, got it.
So don't worry about this program. I'll teach you everything. Okay, don't worry. So I'm telling you the very basic information now today. Okay, just to make you understand. So this is the place where we need to write the program. Okay. Okay. Remember, just remember,
Okay.
this is the place where we need to write the program. Okay. And what is the next one?
The
Can see here?
editor page. Next is the log.
Can see the what is there?
Log window. Log window displays the details of the program executed along with errors and warnings. Log window also shows 4 color text.
So what are the 4 colors?
Full color. Okay, one is black is programming, blue is execution details, green is warning, red is error.
So what is black means?
Warning means,
What is mean black?
black means programming.
Yeah. So what is the program written now here? We written the program right here. This is the program. This is the program where we written. But if we go to the log, can see now what is the black in the black color? What you can see now here?
Oh, okay, the data. Swarna input.
That means
user,
whatever you written in the program, whatever written in the editor window that is called program. So the same thing it is showing up here. Can you see now? In the black color, whatever is showing in the black color, that is the program was written in the editor window. So whatever the color you can show in the black color, that is the program. And what is next one? Blue color means? Can see here?
Blue color, I don't remember. Is it execution?
Absolutely. Execution means how much time was taken to run the program. Can see here? What is this?
Oh, yeah. Real time point to.
Yeah, this is the time taken to run the program, and how many, okay, what is the data set was created, in which library was created, and how many observations are there, how many variables are there. Now if you go here, so here can see now 1, 2, 3. These are called 3 columns, right? These are 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. Okay, name is 1 column, and age is 1 column, and gender is 1 column, and Swarna, this one is 1 observation, and that is called 1 row, and this is 1 row, and this is 1 row. So 1 column is called as 1 variable. Okay, column is called as variable, and the row is called as observation. So that's why they're saying that 3 observations and 3 variables. But don't worry, because when you start the real classes, I'll teach you again what is row, what is observation, what is meant by, okay, column, what is meant by, okay, observation. I'll teach you very clearly.
These things are easily forgotten, like easily.
I know, because
easy when someone tells, but we easily forget again.
But when you start classes, every day we'll see the same thing, right? Every day we'll talk about it. If you talk only one day, then you'll forget. But every day when you're talking in the same class, then automatically you'll remember after 4 days or after 5 days. So that's why I ask. It's not only I'm telling you one thing, Swarna. It's not just telling you the, okay, what is the topic today. I'll ask you some questions on the previous classes as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's not just running the program or practicing the program and sending to me as well. And also I ask some questions to you. What was happened in the 4 days back or 5 days back, or maybe 1 week back, or maybe 10 days back. You should give the answer like what is the topic we discussed, and what is the purpose of the topic, why you are learning the topic, and what is the use of the topic.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, if you
I'm ready for it.
If you know that, you never forget SAS in your future life.
Oh, okay.
Right? Hope you understand my intention.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so now I understand. You can see the black color and you can see the blue color. So what are the remaining colors?
Green, warning. Yeah, there was one for warning.
So what happened now?
Green
What you can
color.
see now? What did it now?
I see the one which you red.
No, what I did now?
Green.
Just previously I did. Previously it was like this. So now I did as I removed. I removed.
What? Yes.
Yeah, I removed A.
Is it an error?
I removed
when you
A.
remove the A, it becomes red.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we'll go back, and we'll see now. What is saying now? We'll go to log.
Warning.
What
Green
warning
is
is
warning.
saying? What warning it is saying? Please read. Please read it.
Warning 14169, assuming the symbol data was misspelled
as
as
dat.
dat. DAT.
That means SAS is thinking, Mr. Ram, okay, whatever you written as dat, so I am considering as a data. Maybe you misspelled it, by mistake you misspelled it, but I am giving you warning saying that there is a mistake here, please go and correct it. Understand now?
So green means warning.
Yes. He is saying the warning to you. Say it was written very clearly, warning. Warning, Mr. Ram,
Yes.
go and check your program. Okay, I am showing, that's why it's showing very clearly here. See, it's showing very clearly.
Yeah.
This is the place where we written the mistake.
Oh, it has underline also.
Yeah, it was underlined properly.
Mm-hmm.
So by seeing this, and we need to go back to the program and we need to update the program here.
Okay.
Understand now what is the purpose of log window now?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Suppose, what I did now, Swarna?
There's a blank. The age,
No,
gender.
previously it was like this. Now I removed.
Okay.
I removed.
Mm-hmm.
What I did now?
You have removed the dollar sign. What is that?
Yes, I removed the dollar sign now. So what will happen if you run this again? If you run this program again. Okay, what is showing now? What is this?
Error. Oh, invalid data.
See this? What is this?
Invalid because error is there and the gender.
Yes, it is showing the error. And 1 minute, I'll show you the real red color error to you. Okay. So instead of showing as cards, so if I run this, can see now what happened now?
Okay. Yeah, error is there.
So it is saying
Statement
that
is not valid.
no data lines are, it is saying that no data lines are no in file. So it was not, okay, saying that there is a problem in your program. Go and check your program here in this place.
I see. Okay.
So suppose
So the
Swarna,
rest is error.
in the future, when you start learning, writing programs, when you written a program and you run the program, and very first thing what you need to do is you need to come to the log window and you need to check that is there any error, is there a warning in your program or not.
Before running, before submitting?
After running only you can
Oh,
understand.
after running.
Okay, after running,
Oh, okay.
in the starting you will understand in the after running, but once you get experience, then you'll understand that when you're writing a program itself, you can understand that, okay, I'm writing something mistake. Some mistake is there in your program.
Okay.
Hope you understand what I'm telling you.
Yes.
Okay, so the very first time when you run the program, the very first thing what you need to do is you need to come back to the log window and you need to check properly, is there any warning is there, is there any error is there, like what is the error, what is the warning, and you need to go back to the program and you need to update the program accordingly based on the information what they're telling in the log window. So here they're saying that some problem is there here. So now again you need to go back to the program and you need to write like this. You need to you need to change like this. Understand now? What is the purpose of log window?
Yes. Yeah. To
So
check
now,
the error.
yes,
And warning.
okay, because if you by mistake if you write a mistake in the program, okay, if we did any mistake wantedly unwantedly, so it will show in the log window. And if you click on this, again I'm running this program, what happened now? See now? I'll do one thing. So here, so can see what happened now? What happened now?
It gives the time, date, and the name, age, and gender.
Where you got it now? In which window you got?
I think these are all good.
Can see here?
I don't know.
What is my question is, in which window we got? In which window?
Oh. Was it in the output?
Yes. Can see here? Can see
Yes.
here? It was in the output window.
Yeah.
So that means based on the program what you written in the editor window, if you run that, it will show some output, because as a SAS programmer, what is your responsibility? Finally, we need to create a report. Right? So,
Report.
based on the program, what you are writing, we'll get the report here.
Okay.
After getting the report here, we need to save the report to submit to your client, or maybe submit to FDA, or maybe submit to someone else. Submit to your manager, maybe. Okay? Is it clear, Swarna?
Yes.
So the next one is we already discussed about the next window. What is next window is?
The Explorer will go to the library.
Yeah, Explorer. Okay, if you write a program here, small piece of code here, based on the program, I'm telling you very clearly, based on the program. It's not like all the programs will do the same job. Based on the program, you're writing in the editor window. Suppose if you write a program like this, it went to the it went to the work. Okay, Explorer window, and it was created a data set called Swarna. But if you write a small piece of code here like this, and it came to the output window here.
Okay.
So based on the program,
So
what
it
you
couldn't go to a library?
sorry?
The output will not be
No, output will not
the
be
library?
output will not go to the library. The data sets only will go to the libraries. Only the
okay.
SAS data set. This is called one SAS data set. I'll tell you in the real classes what is SAS data set and what is the content of the SAS data set. Okay, how we need to see and what we need to see in that SAS data set. Again, I'll tell you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
First 3-4 classes, I'm not going to teach you any program for you. First 3 classes, I'll teach you very, very basic things. After that only, after you acquaint with SAS, then only I'll teach starting. Okay, I'll teach. Program. What we need to write and how we need to write the program.
Okay, I think that's a good approach. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Okay. So okay, and the next one is what is the next one? Last one. Can see here.
Result.
Yeah, in the result window, if you see here, what is this? Can see here? If you click on this, so previously there is some error. Same is okay, because I removed that dollar symbol. That's why it is not reading properly. That okay, SAS is not reading properly. It was showing like this. After that, again I put the dollar symbol and run once again. Now you can see here. What is showing up? The same thing. Whatever is there in the output window, it is showing in an order. That's all. Whatever is there in the output window, here output window, right? This is output window. In the output window, whatever is there is just showing in the order. That's all. You can see here. If you click here, it will show the second one. If you click here, it will show the first one. Okay. Suppose if you create 10 reports, okay. If you want to go to the first report, you can go here and you can click on this first one instead of scrolling down here, going up and down by using mouse. You can go here. You can click here, and if you go here, if you click here, automatically it will show the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, whatever the report, number of reports, how many number of reports you created.
Okay.
So these are the different 5 windows, Swarna. Okay, the first window is editor window. Okay, where we need to write the program or code, and the second window is log window. By running the program, are we going to see the different colors? Black color is a programming, blue color is a execution details, and green color is a warning, and red color is a error. So once you run the program, immediately you need to go to the log window and you need to see that is there an error, is there a warning in your program.
Okay.
So after that, you need to go to the next windows, like you can go to the output window, or maybe you can go to the Explorer window. Inside that you can see the libraries, and inside the library you can see the data sets, whatever the SAS data sets are there, like how it was created, whether it is created properly or not. You can go and check. Understand now? Is it clear?
Yes. Yeah, it is. And then the result. So the work you have done, will it be automatically saved, or you have to save it?
No, it won't be saved. It won't be. I'll tell you that. Okay, in future I'll tell you. Okay, this is not the right time for you, because even if I tell you, if you go in depth, so again it will be confusing for you. Okay. So if you just learn like what is what window and how each window will work and what is the purpose of each window, then I'll take you in the when you start real classes, then I'll take you to very slowly on what we need to do and how we need to do with what.
Okay.
So can you see here now? What you can see now here?
I can see the process flow.
Yeah.
Raw data, that step, SAS data set, truck, step, and report.
Understand now? So because raw data, who will give the raw data for us? I told you, right? Who will give the raw data?
The one who entered the data entry and validation guy.
Yeah, that guy's name is called
Yes.
as, what do you call that guy name? Swarna?
That guy. I think
Data manager.
hold on.
Data?
Oh, data manager.
Yeah, that department is
Okay.
called as CDM, Clinical Data Management Department. In that there are the data managers will be there who will take care of the data okay, data manager who will manage the data.
Mm-hmm.
The name itself indicates
Oh.
data manager who manage the data. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yes.
they give the raw data to us, and after that we're writing a small piece of code that is called data step. So we create a SAS data. So now I written a data step. Okay, I started with here. If you see the program, what I started with, what I started with here.
And data.
So that's why that is called a data step.
Data.
So that is called a data step.
Oh.
So by writing a data step, what we created just now, we created a data set name called Swarna. Okay.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So we created a SAS data set. After that we written a proc step, and after that we are creating a report. Just now we created a proc report. Okay, proc step. So if you see here, what is this now? It was started with.
What is proc? Oh, here. Oh, it's a proc.
Proc means a procedure. A proc means a procedure.
Oh.
A shortcut of procedure is called as proc.
Okay.
So by writing a proc step, what you are creating? Finally, you are creating
Report.
a report. So this is all about SAS. So whatever the raw data, we'll get it by using the raw data. By writing a data step, we are going to create a SAS data sets, and after that, by writing a proc step, we are going to create a reports. So that is our job. Okay, by using the raw data, we create a SAS data sets for analysis. After analyzing, we create reports.
Okay.
Hope you understand what is the job of SAS, what is the responsibilities and the roles of SAS programmer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any question?
Data step. No, I have question like other questions, not about this.
What are the other questions you have?
So
Can I tell you what are the
Okay.
questions you have? Can I tell you what are the questions you have?
okay, tell me.
Ram, like, do you give the software? Do you give the material? Like, how it will work? So, how I'm going to work? Is anything like that? Maybe some.
I know you give me materials. My question was, okay, first was my statistic background, so which I already asked you.
I don't know anything
Okay.
about statistics. Till now, I don't know anything about statistics. Don't worry about it. Okay.
So, okay, so at the end of the course, do you give any certificate of completion or something like that?
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing, Swarna. So for any IT, okay, when you learn something, no need to get a certificate. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to go for real certification with a SAS, SAS company, then you can go for certification. You can write the exam with the SAS.
Okay, yeah, I know they do have some real certificate exam, but for that, I
But
have to take
not only for
exam.
SAS, Swarna, for any kind of IT software, okay, like .NET or Java or C, C++, okay, Hyperion, Cognos, whatever it is, no matter, they don't ask you for like whether you did really, okay, where did you land and when did you land. They don't ask anything about it.
Okay.
If you,
So, and you,
no, 1 minute. If you give the answer to the question in the interview, if you answer the question, then that's fine. They are happy with that. They don't care about where you are learning and when did you land. That's all.
oh, that's good. Like in medical, it's more strict. We
Yeah,
have to come with the
medical. Yeah, I agree with you. Medical is totally different actually. So in the medical field,
Yes.
they always they'll ask you proof. Okay.
Yeah, because we are dealing with direct patients, and also here, like every time we have to show proof and all. And the second thing is that, so your course format will be, I mean, not the format, the curriculum is like, first few classes you will talk about the basic until and unless we get clear about it, then you won't go to the second
Absolutely.
step, right?
Absolutely. I'll go slowly,
Yeah.
and okay, you need to practice every day. And if you okay, I'll tell you for 10 days or maybe 15 days continuously, Swarna, practice. If you don't practice, then I cannot do anything. Right? It is there in my
and you
hand.
will give me.
As a trainer, I'll make you to understand, I'll make you to practice. But if you don't practice,
Okay.
I cannot do anything.
Yeah. So you'll be giving us assignment, homework,
Absolutely.
kind of thing, and then.
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
and now you talk about material. So are you giving like any soft copy materials to follow and all?
Yes, I'll give you some soft copy material for you as well, and also
Mhm.
I'll give the SAS
Okay.
software to you, and you can install the SAS software in your system, and you can learn, you can practice.
Okay. So what does that mean? Like, do we have to buy the SAS?
No need to. I'll give you for
software?
free. Okay, if you join the course,
Oh.
I'll give you everything for free. Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay. Now the course duration you say is 40. How many hours you say?
It will be
how
45
many
hours.
days?
It will be 45 hours every day. It will be every day 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes. It will go around 40 to 45 hours.
Okay, that means 40 days, 1.5 months, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah, 45 days. It's not like exactly.
And what is time?
1 minute, Swarna. It's not like exactly we go with only 40 hours or 45 hours or maybe 30 hours. It's based on how fast you are learning.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Because
it's not that.
Yeah, in the starting I'll go a bit slowly. In the starting, because you need to account to the SAS and you need to account to the terminology and you need to understand what I'm telling you.
Okay.
So in the starting I'll teach you a bit slowly, but once I feel that you are okay, you are catching the things very fastly, then I'll go fastly. If you don't catch fastly, then I'll go slowly.
Oh, okay. That is good. I think I like that.
Yeah.
And,
can you able to see my desktop now?
I see. Is this your website?
Yes. Can you see here? Can you see this?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So this is my.
Yes, I can.
I just actually it's under construction right now. Okay, it's very recently started, so it was not fully constructed. It's under construction, but most of the 70% of work was done in this. Just I want to show you my. Okay, you can go inside that and you can register here. You can go here, you can register your name and register your things, and after that you can see the courses. Yeah, you can see the courses. Okay.
That's online. Okay, and then what is the full? The course fee.
The full course fee is actually that I'll talk to you. Okay, if you want to talk to me now, I'll talk to you. Now itself?
You can talk to me now because I need to talk to my husband and all is good. Because he only insisted me to look through the LinkedIn and all.